Yo, how often do we get taught how to learn by school? None of the teachers ever do that, do they? They just tell us what to study. They go about teaching all those complicated subjects at school, science, maths, history, and all that, but they never really teach us how to study, and all the responsibility is left with us, and we have to figure out a way to complete the syllabus before the exams while you are out here still procrastinating, not even knowing what syllabus are gonna come for exams. So first we have to define what learning actually is. I could get all scientific, the textbook definition of learning and all that, but basically I want you to have this mental framework which will help you understand what I'm talking about here when I mean by the best study method technique so far. Like, this video is not to give you like a basic like practical guide, but this is to let you understand and let you use the advantage that you get from using the best study method there is, and which most of the time none of your classmates knows. Maybe the topper in your class have always been using this method without even realizing it. But first, let's get back to the learning mental model that we call it, okay? Here is the information, here is your brain, and the third part is your memory. So let me just like bring my bottle here, okay? This is your memory, and this is like the information that you're getting. This is your brain. Now I'm gonna give you an example. So the study materials that you want to learn is that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, maybe you are studying from your textbook. You get it into your brain. Your brain kind of like encodes it, which means it undergoes encoding, which basically means it's trying to fit into your memory box, right? So you open your bottle, you feed in this information that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell because you have inputted it. Now this is like any like external information that you're trying to take in. So mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That fact is stored in your memory now. Now the fact is, this memory, that whatever facts that you carry in this memory, they are gonna drain out slowly and slowly, and by the time you know it, after like even 1-2 days, you forgot what was the powerhouse of the cell that you studied as mitochondria. This is what happens. This is exactly every time what happens when you're studying. Don't you realize, if you learn one thing just in this one way, where you're putting in stuff, you will forget. Until you learn it again, you will forget. But there is a better way. Here is your brain, right? Here, it's always your brain, because I've been holding like this the whole time. So here is your brain. The best study methods are the methods that not puts into your memory, but after puts into your memory, takes it out. Do you understand where I'm getting here? So mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but because you have the natural tendency to forget what you learn after some few 24 hours, boom, 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 your learning retention is draining. You're undergoing the forgetting curve, which I'm gonna like overlay, edit it, and it's gone. So before that happens in a drastic amount that you forgot the information, you want to retrieve it. You want to take this uncomfortable step of retrieving that information, bring it back to your brain. So this could be you almost like going about your day. In the morning you studied about mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and then in the evening you almost like forgot that information. Of course, this is a very easy thing to remember. This fact that I'm using as an example is very easy to remember, but even during complex situations, what you do actually with the method that I just taught you here is you try to recall that information, whatever you studied. Okay, in the morning I studied that. Oh, let me just try to remember. This takes effort, which is why it's not so much used, because it is hard, man. Especially when you first start out with this, like to actually think about what you did in classes the whole day, to actively bring back from your memory whatever you learned before you just forget. That is difficult as fuck. Because again, here is the information, whatever your class is giving. Here is your brain. You're having physics class, chemistry, biology, maths, history, and all of that, computer science. Some are going to your memory, some are not, but even the ones that are getting into your memory by your process of encoding, you're still forgetting them. So by the end of this class, you almost like forgot 70% of the information. You only remember 30%. The way you make that percentage more better to the point where you know that you have memorized it for the rest of your life is to retrieve it on and on. Now the amount of times you retrieve it will be a huge factor upon how long you remember that information. But this is the basic framework of learning. You don't just want to learn this way, you want to learn this way. Bring it back to your brain, even though you cannot recall everything that you studied. I've seek for like specific practical advice. I've always wanted that. If it wasn't there in the video, I just click off the video, and chances are like more than 50% of the people already clicked off this video. But by you staying here, bro, I like genuinely want to like help you. Imagine, bro, today is holiday, it's Sunday. I'm not supposed to record video right now, but I'm just coming up all of a sudden. You see, I was actually studying, and it's my fucking time to get my tasks done, all of these tasks. But bro, I'm trying to, like, genuinely, I want to help you. So please understand, the answer isn't always sexy. The answer isn't always very practical. And even though you get the answer, it's not always easy to do. But still, if you want to be standing out from the crowd, from the 99% of the people who are still looking for the quick advice, then you need to put like genuine effort. Like, it's gonna take pain, bro, to retrieve information that you have studied like some days ago, some few hours ago. That's gonna drain your mental power, and if you have never done that, it's gonna suck. But let me tell you, once you get the ball rolling, once you get used to this muscle, it's like, it gets easy. It's like going to the gym. The first time you go to the gym, you are so fucking sore after that first workout. But after doing it on and on again, it's like easy. It's easy. Your bicep doesn't get sore anymore. You got used to that bicep curls. The same with push-up, the same with any other exercises. It's just the overcoming of the inertia. You first have to keep the ball rolling, and then boom, it's all downhill after that. Now you might be thinking like, yeah, okay, so fine, like retrieve my information, yeah, retrieve the things that I learned. Like, what exactly should I do? What you should do is what you just learned, retrieve. It's as simple as that. Even if it is in the form of questions, or even if it's in a form of like just writing everything out, whatever you have learned by the end of every single day. Like, it's your choice, whatever you prefer, but you want to follow this framework of learning where you put it in your memory, you retrieve your memory back. Because majority of the time, students, they just put it here, they just put it here, put it here, and most of them get lost. And during the exam, only during the exam, they try to keep like retrieve the memory, but then they realize that it's too late. Most of them are already gone. Most of the information are not in your memory anymore. Because we are human beings. The things that we are not dealt with repeatedly are forgotten because our brain thinks that it's not important. So what happens when you keep on like learning, and when you keep on retrieving it? You not only learn more by retrieving, but you have the, like, you kind of like train the bicep of your brain to like this, to perform this movement, like retrieving, recalling. So whenever you're in your next exam, you can't help but get good grades because you've been following this advice. If you want to know how to, start studying after many months of not studying, because like these study methods are cool, right? But you can only implement them if you have a habit of studying in the first place. It's like getting into the gym and wanting to hit the bench PR straight away. You don't even know how to hit a push-up. You don't even have the habit of training. So it's better for you to make this habit first before improving it. Consistency before intensity. So I'm gonna link that video down, everything about, how you can get to studying after not studying for a very, very long time, no matter what position you are, because trust me, I've been there too, and I think you'll find a good help in that. If you want to book a coaching call with me so that I can help you with your studies, with your self-improvement, cool. Free coaching call, book the call. I'm taking every week one person, so we're gonna have a good conversation. Improve your life one step at a time, always.